Hello, today is Friday, January 6th, 2023. Welcome to the new year, first week, a short week, which honestly I tend to not do very well in short weeks. So I tend to keep a lot of cash on the sideline, and I did not trade at all. It's not that I wasn't watching, I was watching every second. We were in a chop phase until Friday. We finally broke out. Now we need to see if this holds. Okay, so we are seeing some good signs, and that's what I've been saying is it looks like it's going to die, but it's just not. So we have to be objective about that. Here's really the chart that I'm watching, more of a short-term perspective. You can see we've been going sideways for several weeks. This is tricky, okay? We were here yesterday. I was beating the market by 0.82%, and then we rallied 2.28. So I lost to the index this week. Here's what the week actually looked like. So very choppy, back and forth. It looked like it was going to die Thursday, and it looked like it was going to die at one point today too. So if you look at this chart, if you look very closely, early in the morning we had a gap up, okay, about 1.2%. We lost all of it at the open, okay. And then we had manufacturing PMI or inflation data, and it just took off. So what do I take from this? Number one, you can't get emotional during these times. It's unfortunate you miss these moves, but what you can't do is chase them, okay? Here's why. Number one, we're still in a downtrend, okay? We did touch the 50-day moving average that fast, okay? Huge move, went to, it went all the way to 39.04. So the range that we've been talking about for some time, 3,800 to 3,880, we just broke out. In downtrends, breakouts are very tricky. I'm not saying this is not going to hold, because I think it actually will, but I'm still in cash at this point because of why? Some rules that I have. Again, another resistance level right here. This time frame, the RSI 5 is just cooked. I love what I'm seeing, but risk reward is still not good. If you miss the move, just wait for a little consolidation and get right back in. So that's what I'm seeing, and I know these days are frustrating, but this is what we're getting every day, about a 2% move every day. It just depends where it lands. So this sideways consolidation for a few weeks is not a bad thing. It drives everybody nuts, but we do have CPI information coming out on Thursday of next week, the 12th. Okay, so that's not a bearish comment. That's just the reality. I don't want to see the market get cooked into, or overbought. That's what I mean by that. Overbought into a big meeting like that. So maybe we consolidate a little bit. The data that we're seeing from an inflation standpoint is improving. Okay, so that's a really good takeaway. One thing that I do want to reiterate is the moves that we're seeing. Again, these candles are about 2% moves every day. Okay, so you just have to remain disciplined. Don't chase on these up days, because really, and for a long period, chasing these dips or these big moves has led to bad performance. So even though I wish I were a part of this today, you have to say, okay, I know risk reward is not great. Just relax a little bit and buy at the next key level. This probably will test 38.70 potentially pretty early in the week, and I hope it does, because it leads to better risk reward for the rest of the week. So one thing that I am noticing, and it is good, because I've been noticing this under the hood for quite a few days, the last 3 days to be in reality, is the number of stocks doing well. This is finally starting to curl up, the McClennan index. So we're seeing some good things. Got out from overbought. Does not usually, we go a little bit lower than this. So we'll see what happens here, but we are getting the bounce that is expected when you would expect it. One more thing that I do want to point out is the final chart. Okay, this will help you with breadth as well. Day 4 of good breadth. So NASDAQ new highs versus low, new stocks hitting highs versus lows. So 4 days in a row, despite it being kind of ugly from a performance standpoint, despite today, again, we would have been negative 0.82% in the market had it not been for today. So that's frustrating from a performance standpoint, but you just can't chase it. You have to say, I missed it, and you have to wait for the next opportunity, especially in downtrends, which we are still in. We butted up right against the 50-day moving average. We filled all of these gaps, which is good. I was hoping it would fill this gap. We still have not filled this gap or 3750 gap right here. So I wish we would have done it when we were down there. It's going to make it tricky, but overall, breadth is improving. I am not bearish. I'm simply trading on risk reward. So right now, things do look pretty good. We'll see if this is real next week. That's really the key takeaway from this is this real? Is this move real? We've had plenty of 2-3% moves every day. Can this one hold? This is good consolidation sideways and a bust out, but bust outs have not worked out very well as of late. As you can see, bust out, boom, bust out, boom. I mean, you got to be really careful in downtrends, but there are some good things under the hood that I'm seeing. I mean, across the pond, things are really strong. I mean, the DAX had a fantastic, the Eurozone had a fantastic week. China killed it this week. So there were some good signs under the hood. I just wasn't seeing it in our price action, and it didn't really happen until about 10 o'clock our time, and it just took off and squeezed the crap out of everyone. So glad I wasn't short, but still risk reward at this point because of this right here. I got to be careful based on rules. You can see that every time we get here, we tend to see at least some consolidation sideways or down. So definitely progress in the market, and that should be encouraging for clients. I wish we would have been a part of this, but I'm really just trying not to lose money in a downtrend at this point. So there will be a time to get aggressive, and it looks like it could be getting closer because inflation is actually decreasing. So we'll see. What I don't want is to get into the CPI meeting cooked, meaning overbought. It just leads to bad things when it becomes a sell the news event when you have a huge gain into or are overbought into these meetings. So right now, I want to see some consolidation. And if it does consolidate well, I think it's right to be long here. So hang in there, guys. Thanks again. Bye.